Most people believe that the signs of the body shutting down only appear in the final days, but the truth is, they start showing up months, sometimes even a year, before. And yet, they often go unnoticed or are dismissed as just aging. What if you could recognize these early warnings before it's too late? Understanding them could mean offering better care, more comfort, and ensuring dignity in those crucial moments. The problem is, no one talks about this. Families are left guessing, unsure if what they're seeing is normal or a sign of something more serious. Weight loss, fatigue, confusion. Are these just part of getting older, or are they signals that the body is slowing down? Today, we're going to break the silence. Because knowing what's coming isn't about fear, it's about preparation, about making sure your loved ones get the respect and care they deserve. The human body is a precise machine, but when it starts shutting down certain functions, the signs appear subtly, and weight loss is one of the most evident. Often, this change is attributed to natural aging, but it's not always that simple. An elderly person who previously maintained a stable weight may start losing pounds for no apparent reason, even while eating normally. This happens because the body struggles to absorb nutrients, metabolism slows down, and appetite may decrease significantly. If clothes start feeling loose and bones become more visible, it's a clear signal to pay attention. Weight loss is also accompanied by a drastic reduction in muscle mass, making simple tasks, like getting up from a chair or holding objects, much harder. Many mistake this for laziness or lack of exercise, but in reality, the body is prioritizing vital functions and redirecting energy away from once active muscles. In some cases, even chewing and swallowing can become exhausting, turning each meal into a challenge. This is why easy-to-swallow, high-calorie foods can be a great solution to ensure some level of nutrition at this stage. Beyond the physical effects, weight loss can also have emotional consequences. Imagine someone who has always been independent suddenly feeling fragile and vulnerable as they notice their body losing mass uncontrollably. This can lead to declining self-esteem, progressive isolation, and even resistance to help, as if admitting weakness were a sign of defeat. The role of family members at this stage is crucial. Instead of pressuring the person to eat more or return to normal, it's best to respect the body's limits and offer more comfortable alternatives, such as nutritious shakes, light soups, and small portions of high-energy foods. It's essential to remember that weight loss, when associated with other signs, may indicate that the body is entering a more advanced stage of decline. And recognizing this is not a failure. Quite the opposite, it's a way to provide the best possible care during this phase of life. If you find this information helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe because the next signs are even more crucial. The mind also gives signals when the body starts slowing down, and cognitive confusion is one of the most striking. At first, it may seem like occasional forgetfulness. Names don't come to mind as quickly, conversations feel confusing, or objects are misplaced more often. But over time, this mental fog deepens. A person may start repeating the same question multiple times, forget important dates, or even get lost in familiar places. This happens because oxygen circulation in the brain decreases, affecting essential functions like memory and reasoning. Isolation often goes hand in hand with this cognitive decline. When an elderly person realizes they are struggling to follow conversations or that their memory is failing, their natural reaction may be to withdraw from social interactions. Family gatherings that once brought joy become exhausting, phone calls are ignored, and responses grow shorter. In some cases, there may even be a personality shift. Someone who was once outgoing may become quieter and more reserved, as if slowly distancing themselves from the world. But don't be mistaken, this isolation doesn't mean the person wants to be alone. More often than not, they just don't know how to express what they're feeling. Imagine not being able to fully trust your own memory, questioning whether a vivid recollection actually happened. It's unsettling. The best way to support someone in this stage isn't by correcting them constantly or testing their memory but by creating a safe and comforting environment. Familiar photos, music, and light-hearted conversations can bring reassurance and help keep emotional connections alive. It's crucial to understand that the mind can become a lonely place when clarity starts to fade. Instead of forcing memories or demanding exact answers, the most valuable thing you can offer is patience and presence. Because when words begin to fail, emotions and gestures speak the loudest. And in the next signs, this transition in the body will become even more evident. When the body begins preparing for its final moments, breathing becomes one of the most noticeable signs of this transition. The rhythm may change unpredictably, sometimes fast and shallow, other times with long pauses between breaths. This pattern, known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing, is common in advanced stages of decline. For those watching, it can be alarming to see a loved one seemingly hold their breath for several seconds before inhaling again. However, this irregularity doesn't indicate pain. It's simply the body adjusting to its new, reduced level of function. Circulation also undergoes significant changes. As the heart starts prioritizing vital organs, blood flow to the extremities decreases. This can cause hands and feet to feel colder to the touch and, in some cases, take on a bluish or purplish hue. Many family members may be confused when they notice that, despite being covered with blankets, their loved one's skin remains cold. This isn't just about room temperature, it's the body naturally conserving energy. In these moments, rather than trying to warm them up, the most important thing is to provide comfort and reassurance. Another striking sign is the increasing difficulty in performing even the simplest efforts. Everyday activities, like sitting up in bed or even speaking, can become exhausting. Some people begin sleeping for longer periods, as their bodies no longer have the energy to remain constantly alert. For those watching, this can be distressing, but understanding that this drowsiness is part of the process helps avoid unnecessary interventions. Often, the best thing one can do is simply be there, holding a hand or offering gentle words. Breathing and circulation are among the last functions the body adjusts as it nears the end. It serves as a reminder that every detail, no matter how small, carries deep significance in this journey. Recognizing these signs isn't just a matter of knowledge, it's a way to ensure dignity and peace for those going through this moment. Now that you recognize these warning signs, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you brush it off as just part of aging, or will you use it to provide better care, deeper understanding, and more meaningful moments with your loved ones? Too often, people only realize the importance of these signs when it's too late. But you now have the chance to see things differently, to be prepared, and to make these moments count. And if you're truly committed to understanding the aging process and everything that comes with it, there's even more you need to know. Have you ever wondered about the transformations women over 60 go through that no one talks about? It's time to connect the dots. Check out our video, Women 60 Plus, Transformations No One Talks About, But You Need to Know, to uncover even more crucial insights. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because this is just the beginning of the knowledge that can change lives.